Deputies in Jackson County, West Virginia got more than they bargained for when they made a routine traffic stop. Two giants in the mortgage industry had the chance to bail themselves out. They didn't get it done, so Uncle Sam is stepping in. Well, it only takes a second. It's a lesson learned the hard way. Well, the goal is to save a plan and hundreds of jobs that go right along with it. Like eggnog and candy canes, the NBA and Christmas kind of just go hand in hand. And for the first time, the jury will hear from witnesses. Big changes are coming to the University of Charleston and their campus. A former Wayne County Board of Education treasurer admitted that he embezzled close to $10,000 from the county. They've confirmed that one of their employees was killed last night. If you take a look at this house over my shoulder, it's on 4th. You wouldn't guess that this fire killed 4 people. A Huntington mayoral candidate picked up an important endorsement yesterday. Of course, investigators aren't saying whether or not this has any connection to the social worker Randy was talking about. Of course, hiking, camping, things of the sort are very popular this time of year. But, you know, one wrong direction, maybe one wrong step, one wrong turn, you can find yourself lost. So today, we're going to give you a few helpful hints on how to save yourself from yourself. Well, more than $1 million worth of marijuana is off the streets in Putnam County. Investigators say a poker player was so upset that he couldn't cash in his winnings at the table that he tried to choke the dealer. The bus carrying 24 girls soccer players was on its way back from Ripley when a small car crashed into it head on. Now, one plant worker was killed and another seriously injured in this blast. Another meth lab taken down in Kanawha County. 4 people were arrested here on drug charges. Of course, tonight is football Friday night, so we do have to make sure that we're not going to be too soggy on the gridiron. And if it is going to be soggy, better make sure you're ready to have that umbrella handy.
It matches my tie, which is actually kind of amazing.
So now you've finished your meal, but one thing keeps bothering you. Those pesky mosquitoes keep biting you. Well, an orange works great for that. Guilty of murder in the first degree, where voters are either trying to deliver a nail in the coffin or cast a game-changing vote. It's been 3 weeks since a man was gunned down in Kentucky, and the family saying they want some answers. So you want to make sure that you just keep one thing in mind. Of course, use common sense, and if there is a path and you're not a very experienced hiker or camper, just stay on that path. Otherwise, we'll see you outdoors. That happened here, a very tragic event. We do want to, of course, provide the latest information. We have the everything has come full circle now. The Bayer officials have come out and they've talked to us. They've confirmed that one of their employees was killed last night and one other was injured, severe burns. He's been transferred to the Pittsburgh Burn Center. Now we want to tell you that that shelter in place has been lifted. It was lifted last night and the fire was under control right around 2 o'clock. That's also when that shelter in place was lifted. Now we do want to also pass along some information that they have given us here at this hour. They're saying that that unit is totally shut down and will be shut down until it is safe to operate again. We will, of course, follow up, find out when that will be, and you can join us over on MyZ for your day. We'll have continuing coverage of what happened here in Kanawha County.
He was complaining about he was getting cold and he couldn't breathe. And that's what scared me most, because when you usually get cold and can't breathe, that's when you go.
Christina Wade is the wife of Ronnie Wade Jr., the one shot in the chest but still alive. The other victim died on the scene here on Upper Big Creek Road. His name, Stevie Linville. Christina says, in a way, this came out of nowhere.
This morning, nothing was going on, and, well, now my husband and my brother-in-law shot.
But the dispute, according to family and friends, has been brewing a while. The suspect, or shooter in this case, Stephen Willis, has been having problems with Stevie, his nephew. Family and friends tell us he deeded a few acres of land to Stevie, then changed his mind. Now, according to West Virginia State Police, Stevie is dead. His uncle Willis, the man who pulled the trigger.
From what we gather, I guess this incident's been going on for years.
In fact, the night before, police were called to a domestic dispute between the two. Willis talked to police. He also talked to us, giving us his reason for Friday's shooting near Hamlin.
Self-defense.
One family, one person dead over what we're being told is only a few acres of land. Chris Olsen, WSAZ News Channel 3, Lincoln County. Now let's get to the nuts and bolts of what happened last night. The explosion happened about 10:25 last night here in Institute. A large portion of western Kanawha County was under a shelter in place. That since has been lifted. All the roadways are open around here. You're taking a look at some of the video that we had last night of this explosion. It could be seen from very far away. Some officers for St. Albans, some officers at campus police say they witnessed this explosion 300 feet in the air. A ball of fire shook the ground. We talked to some students in the dorms. They said they could actually see their windows just shake and kind of wobble in for just a moment. So this is a very severe explosion, and to prove that, we have 2 injuries. We have one man severely burned. He was sent to Pittsburgh for treatment for his burns. We also have a man named Barry Withrow. His family has told us that he was killed in this explosion, so it's a very tragic day here at Bayer. Now, of course, this was a very, very emotional day. A lot of people on edge, but again, those emotions are starting to simmer down now as people know that it's safe to come outside, safe to send the kids to the bus stop, and all the major roadways are open at this point in time.
Chris, thanks for that very latest from the Institute
I was
plant.
putting away some yarn that I had gotten in that day, and I finished and gathered up my knitting bag and my coat and just walked over and opened the door, and there it was.
It all started here.
Canal City Yarn Company.
Yep, you heard it right, the Kanawha City Yarn Company.
It does start here, and that was, you know, kind of an obvious place to start, and then you know, it's a privately owned business.
From the yarn company to this dog park, even a statue off Kanawha Boulevard. Minnie Pearl, the self-proclaimed knitting graffiti artist, has hit a number of places, trying to spread some anonymous warmth during a cold winter. But it's all in good fun, and it's got those who've been hit winking and wondering who this wicked spindler might be.
It takes a very creative person to come up with the idea in the first place, and a little bit of courage to do it. And, you know, so that narrowed it down a little bit.
So who is this anonymous knitter?
Hi.
Why, it's Minnie Pearl, of course. You didn't think I was really going to spill the beans, did you? Chris Olsen, WSAZ News Channel 3, Charleston. Apples, oranges, peppers, you name it, these Point Pleasant 4th graders are eating it.
I like cucumbers, I like the cheese, and I like the apples.
So you're getting a balanced meal.
Yep. I don't know. I guess I just wanted to eat salad and apple and an orange.
But this isn't an ordinary salad bar at Point Pleasant Intermediate School. According to the USDA, after their last visit, it's the best.
We did really well with them. You know, they watched us serve the children to see that they got what they needed, and then they saw that they got even more than what they needed.
The amazing thing is how fast these kids gobble the greens down.
I like fruits mostly, more than vegetables. Like apples and oranges, all the berries.
Okay, have a good lunch.
These busy lunch ladies have to stock the 2 salad bars here constantly.
We thought these kids are not going to eat healthy, you know, but they did. So everybody's happy with them.
And in less than an hour, it's gone.
Less than an hour, it's gone. Yeah. Then we fill up for the second group, and then that's gone.
There's a lot of things that's offered on the salad bar that, you know, when I was their age, we just weren't offered these things.
I just put it on the tray. I don't like any dressing on it.
Eating good, eating lots, eating healthy. Components that make the PPIS salad bar the best around. The Orion Center is a place where people with disabilities or mental handicaps go to ease the transition back into mainstream society. But sometimes things don't always go as planned, and it's possible for residents to sneak out.
You know, these things are going to happen. We're going to have people who do this, and it's happened, I think, not just with our agencies, but with other agencies.
They say this happens to be the Orion Center's first walk-off in its short existence.
They really don't have any troubled clients or anything like that. They're able to handle them pretty well.
And neighbors like Jerry Johnson say they love the Orion Center being next door. In this case, a newer resident walked off in his PJs and socks only around what police think was 3 a.m. Thursday morning. He was found about a half mile away at 4:30 and was returned to the Orion Center around 8:30 in the morning.
The focus is just figuring out what went wrong and how to do it better the next time. And you're just so happy that he's safe and he's with us.
Now, the only thing he did wrong while walking this morning was ring a few doorbells. The Orion Center did have a few measures in place to help prevent things like this from happening. 15-minute bed checks, an aide there 24 hours, and special doors and locks. But they think the mentally disabled man was looking for something to drink and snack on, so he found a way out. And those doorbells rang were enough to ring in change.
You have to take this as sort of a learning sort of experience. You know, you have to go back and look at what went wrong, what went right, and then you learn from that, and then you begin to develop and make better plans.
A mishap and learning experience, that means change is on the horizon. Chris Olsen, WSAZ News Channel 3, Huntington. It went up fast. How fast did this fire spread?
It was